Guess I gotta call this meeting to order. Thanks for being here. New member orientation is something we do every time we have new members coming on. So thanks for being here. I know it's something you want to do. You ran for office, you put your heart on the line, you got elected, and now you see what's on the other side of the mirror. Because sometimes it's not what you think it is. It's a lot more work. You know, when you run for office, they tell you it's part-time. Nothing on the Senate is part-time. We left that about 100,000 people ago, size-wise. When I first came on, Fred was on the Assembly. I can't remember orientation when I came on in 91, Fred. I think they gave me the budget and said, enjoy this. They would deliver to our house. Now we don't have that. Because of budget cutbacks, we have to pick our own packet up. So, that's what we do. But anything we can do, you know, you were nice enough to make me chairman and vice chairman. These are around here somewhere. We work for you, so let us know what you need done. We'll try and make that happen. I've got committee assignments that we're just about done making now, so probably Tuesday I'll give you guys a committee assignment. And if you don't like them, let me know and we'll try and adjust them. I also have the seating chart done, so Tuesday when you go to the Senate meeting, the seating charts will be there. So, let's see. The clerks are coming in. This is the backbone from the Assembly. These people are great. They make what we do look easy. They work, you know, we're only part-time people as Assembly members. They're full-time. And we couldn't exist without them. Especially her, Heidi. Oh. Without Heidi, this what we do would not happen. She's the one who puts the agenda together. So, be nice to her, be kind to her, because otherwise we're in deep trouble. Barbie, you want to introduce your clerk?
I would love to. So I'm going to scoot this way so that I'm not talking with them to my back. So one of the things that I'd like the new Assembly members to know, and I hope the administration, Robert, as well as all of the members know, the Clerks Office is open to the public. And our job and our mission and vision statement, as we have crafted it, is that the Clerk's Office is the liaison between the public and elected officials and the administration. So when the public calls us, we get them to where they need to go, whether it's to you individually or to one of the departments like that you're going to hear from today, whether it's property appraisal or some other department. So we have just an awesome group of people that are working on all of these things, and some you've already met. And I'll start with Lisa Schlusner. As you know, Lisa put this little program together, scheduled all of these people, and has worked and really done a great job. She's in charge of records and administration in the clerk's office. So if you're looking for a record or something like that, you know, Lisa can always help you. Next, beside Lisa, is Jackie Yeagle. Jackie Yeagle is our elections coordinator. Jackie's been doing a lot of work in our office on vote by mail, and she also works on the regular election. But she's the one that's got this foundational research background. So this is the stuff that we're relying on as we make decisions about vote by mail. And that's been really invaluable to our work and the decisions that the Assembly has made over the last couple of years. Sierra Smith, Executive Administrative Assistant. You will be working with Sierra if you travel, if you have dues for some organization. Sierra also pays us, so that's really important. She does your payroll, she does my payroll. She also pays us, so if you do travel, she does your travel reimbursement, does your travel authorization. She also pays your Assembly aid. So those processes we've got really pretty routinized, if that's a good way to describe it, and they happen very regularly. If there's a snag or something like that, we'll help you walk through it. Rose Foley supervises some of Sierra's work. Rose is the Assembly budget analyst, among other things. And you're going to meet Rose later today.
I'm not sure what you said there.
Rose is going to be doing a presentation to you as part of Budget 101. And she has been an invaluable member of the clerk's office. She prepares the Assembly's budget, assembly, clerk, ombudsman, assembly council. She does all of those budgets, prepares monthly reports for us on those budgets, approves payroll, prepares budget amendments for you, does analyses of administration budgets and issues regarding administration matters if you request those of her. She'll be reporting out to you about a couple of things she's done. She's done an analysis of the DSA for the school district, and you'll be hearing about that later. So some real technical stuff that's really good. And we're going to miss her in the next
I'll be back.
In
She'll
3
be back.
months, right. So anyway, we're you'll all be working with Rose and hearing more from her. And then Dick already gave you an introduction about Heidi, and you may have heard it on the, did you hear me on the meeting night when I said, and Heidi's watching on TV?
Oh. I didn't catch that.
She
So,
watches every assembly meeting and she knows what we say and what we do.
And then she makes sure that the rest of us document your actions correctly. That's why she's watching the meeting. She makes sure that there's a motion and a second, and that it was approved and what the vote was. And we're documenting all of that in the assembly index. We're making sure that the amendments are done correctly. And I think Heidi's worked for us, are we at 26 years? 26 years. So there is a font of knowledge here, and Heidi's been wonderful to share it with me and Lisa and Amy and others in the office, and that's much appreciated. So that is part of our team. We have a couple of other team members that aren't here today. Amanda Moser, Deputy Clerk of Elections, and we have a vacant position, and Amy, our Agenda and Records Assistant. Amy assists Lisa and Heidi, and you may have met Amy yesterday. She was at the museum with us.
And Mandy is upstairs
Oh,
on the
Mandy.
phone call.
So Mandy Honest, who you will all be meeting, is our business license official. So Mandy is the one that
She deals with marijuana licenses, alcohol licenses.
right. And so those are really important because the code is clear under marijuana. The assembly makes those decisions, and Mandy prepares the documents and gets those before you. So if you have any questions about marijuana issues, Mandy is going to be able to answer them. If it's illegal, if you want to add a condition, then you have to work with Dean. But we can help you with all of that. And the same with liquor licensing. You can add a condition to a liquor license if you're concerned about that operator, and that would go through Mandy. And she also licenses circuses, used car lots, and tow operators and some other things like that. And occasionally you will hear about those. But is that about it for the clerk's office? All right, so please come up anytime. It's your office as well. Your mailboxes are up there. Your packets will be up there. If it's not a work session day, you can pick them up on Thursdays up in the clerk's office if we don't have work sessions on Fridays. But we'll show you around. There's supplies and equipment up there if you need supplies. But please come up and we'll show you around. There's Mandy. Business license official here. So we've already told them that you license devices. All right. Any questions? Did I miss anything?
Yes, Ray.
Yes.
Do you sometimes have to prioritize work because your staff is overloaded at a particular time?
Yes.
So I think that we owe you to tell you the priority of what we're after.
I thank you very much. I appreciate that. Our priority, and Dick has to some degree alluded to this, and it was in your packets yesterday, the agenda deadlines are noon, 10 days before the assembly meeting. The second second Friday before the meeting at noon. And then the addendum deadline is the Friday at noon. And if you send us something at 5 to noon, we're not going to be able to, you know, if it's done, we can put it on the agenda. But if you need us to work on it, we can't. You're right, that's a priority. We just can't do that. But if you give it to us a day or two ahead of time, we can do what we need to do. We'll let you know what we can and can't do. And it is pretty rare, but there have been occasions that we've come to the chair and talked about priorities. Either Mr. Trainee, when he was chair before, we talked to Patrick Flynn or Ms. Gray Jackson about helping us determine priorities. I've worked for the municipality for 18 years. I've worked at several departments and investigated lots of departments. And I will very selfishly say that I think that the clerk's office is a bunch of the hardest working, most productive employees that I've seen in my 18 years.
Yeah, so,
Thank you.
Ms. Freeman.
obviously, a lot of your work is dictated by the agenda and all that kind of thing. I'm under the impression that we can ask you and your staff also to get some information for us that may not be related to the agenda.
Maybe. So we have a limited ability to do that. I would suggest that possibly your aide, the legislative aide, may be the person that would possibly do that. The clerk can do some of that. For example, if you need specific research on a specific ordinance, that, yes, we are the person to do that. We talked about that yesterday, and obviously we can do that for you. If it's a different type, and Dean said he could do that for you as well. If it is something like, I'm trying to think of something if anybody has an idea. Like, I have a constituent who has a problem with this provision of code, and I want something done about it. That is not something that the clerk's office can do.
But you can direct us.
Absolutely. We'll direct you to Dean or the ombudsman, most likely, or the department.
So, we owe it to you to be clear and not waste your time. But from my perspective, you guys owe it to me to tell me if what I'm trying to do is off base, or it's already been done or duplicated, or all those kind of things. Certainly with me, you don't have to be careful about hurting my feelings. And so, please help me too.
That would be our pleasure. One of the things that I think is consistent with your request is if you want to send a request to me, I usually funnel them out to the staff. I've kind of figured out that that's what my job is really just assigning tasks to other people, and they do a great job. But usually what I do is I'll take your email, I will reply and include the staff person that I'm assigning on it, so you know who your contact is. You do not have to come back to me,
All right.
because that would be very inefficient. And so you made your records request yesterday. I'm telling you, Lisa is the one that'll take care of that. And then the only time I expect to hear from you is if Lisa didn't do it. And then we'll take care of that.
Or she did a great job.
You can tell me that too.
Well, thank you, Barbara. We've got to move on.
Yep.
Property appraisal next. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you. And if you have any other questions, just let me know and we'll take care of that.